going on, guys? PC here, and welcome to another episode of Pickups. So it's been quite a while since I've done a Pickups video, mainly because there was a big stint where I didn't buy anything. And I just started buying a whole bunch of stuff just recently, so I decided to do a Pickups video. And I'll be doing things a little bit differently, mainly because I want to streamline the Pickup series a bit so they aren't as long. I'm not going to mention how much I paid for most things now. I'd rather just say it for the stuff that I got really good deals on, because I don't think there's much of a point of me saying I paid an average price for something. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of streamline things, try and go a little bit quicker. But anyway, let's get right to it, and I'll show you what I got. So first off, I picked up a couple consoles, and the first one I'm going to show you is one I've been looking for a long time now, and I've actually owned it twice before, but ended up selling it both times. And that is a PS2, or more specifically, the PS2 Slim. This is actually the rarer 9000 model, which does not have a power brick, which is awesome. The compatibility, I guess, with the 9000 models with PS1 games isn't as good as the older models, but I think it's worth it for the power brick. I don't really plan on playing too many PS1 games on here anyway. I have a PS3 that I can play PS1 games on, as well as an original PS1, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But I only paid $20 for this, which is a great price, because I normally see the 9000 model for going over $30, so $20 free shipping. It was a really good deal. And it didn't come with anything, but still, for $20, it was a really good deal, and I'm happy to have a PS2 again. So I picked up a few games to go with the PS2, and a couple of these I owned previously, and that's why I bought them again, because they were really good games. Or actually, one of them's more for nostalgia than anything. I don't know if it's that great a game, but I remember playing it for one specific reason, which I'll get into in a bit. But the first game I picked up is Hot Shots Golf 3. This is my favorite game in the Hot Shots Golf series. I love the zany cast of characters in this game, and it's just a really solid golf game. So much fun. I just love this game. It's a fantastic golf game. So next up is Medal of Honor Frontline. This is a game I used to own back in the day with my original PS2, and I used to have a ton of fun with this game. It's not that it's a fantastic game. It's a pretty typical Medal of Honor game, but I used to do one thing in this game over and over, and I just had so much fun doing it. And that involved cheat codes. I used to go onto this level in this game called Yard by Yard, and I used to put in the unlimited lives and the unlimited ammo codes, and then go through these buildings. You'd go through houses and buildings, and you could see out the window, a lot of the time you'd see the enemy troops marching in the street. And what I'd like to do is shoot one at a time of the enemies in the street. And the funny part is, the enemies in this game were just extremely dumb. So you could pick off one at a time, and they wouldn't even notice. They would just keep marching, which I just thought was hilarious. And that is the main reason I bought this. I know it's kind of a weird reason, but yeah, it's just kind of a nostalgia factor. That's the reason I got this game. So next up, we have Destroy All Humans 2. I've never played this game before, but I have played the original game, and it was so much fun. It's a blast to play as the alien and wreak havoc on the citizens in the towns and everything. It's just so much fun. I would highly recommend you guys pick up the original game if you haven't. I believe it's on the Xbox and GameCube as well. So it's a ton of fun, though, trust me. I have never played the sequel, but I'm hoping it's just as fun as the original, because man, I had so much fun with that game. So the last game I picked up for the PS2 is 13. This is a game I had never played before, but I saw it on a YouTube review a while back. I forget who reviewed it, but it looked like a ton of fun. It's a cel-shaded first-person shooter. I played through the first few levels of this game, and it's a lot of fun. I love the art style. The cel-shaded graphics look fantastic, and obviously it was one of the first cel-shaded first-person shooters, as far as I know. Obviously we have Borderlands now, but this came out way before that, so It's a really cool game, so I definitely recommend you check this one out. So I have yet another game console to show you guys, and this is actually another one that I've been looking for a long time now. It's very uncommon and hard to come by for a decent price, so I was pretty ecstatic when I saw this for a decent price, and that is the Tapwave Zodiac. Now, you've probably never heard of this console, unless of course you actually saw my first look video on it last week, but it's a handheld game console that was released in 2003 by a company named Tapwave, and Tapwave was formed by some former Palm executives. So this runs Palm OS, which is quite unique, but it's a really cool system and a fantastically designed one too. I think this is one of the best systems I've ever seen in terms of design. It just looks awesome. It's really sleek and slim and curvy. It's just really, really nice, and it can actually produce PS1 quality graphics. So this is quite a high-end system for the time it came out. It was very expensive too. It started at $299 for the base model, which was really expensive. Its main competition at the time of its release was the GBA though, so this kind of blew it out of the water in terms of hardware. But I'm really happy to own this. Definitely check out my first look video if you're interested in learning more about the Zodiac. But I'm just so happy to own this. This is a really, really cool system and very, very unique. So I picked up one game to go with the Zodiac, and that is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Nothing too special about this. I picked it up mainly because it's the most common game for the Zodiac. It normally goes for less than $5, which is about what I paid. But one unique thing about the Zodiac is that the games actually come on SD cards, which is kind of strange because the case is actually a full-size DVD case. So that's kind of odd. But yeah, it's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Not a whole lot to say about that. So next up we have a couple Sega Saturn games that I picked up. The first one is The Horde, which is kind of a tower defense style game. You play as this guy named Chauncey who's defending a village from the Horde. And you can put down traps like spike traps, flamethrowers. You can also put up fences. You can plant trees that you can harvest for money in the game. It's quite unique and has some funny FMV cutscenes. So if you're into FMV, cheesy FMV videos, then you'll probably like this game. But it's a pretty fun game. I also picked up Dark Savior for the Saturn. This is a RPG that's actually the sequel to Landstalker on the Genesis, which I've never actually played, but I definitely want to get. And I might actually try and pick that up before I try and play this, but we'll see. But I mainly picked this up because it's the cheapest RPG you can get for the Saturn, and it's rated pretty decently, so that's why I got it. Unfortunately, it's missing the manual, and it's falling apart, as you can see, which unfortunately is pretty common with the Sega Saturn cases, but it's in decent shape. Has the back artwork on there, which is fine, but yeah, I picked that up for fairly cheap, and it looks pretty good. So next up, I have a couple games for the Commodore 64. I mainly picked these up because they were pretty cheap, but I really don't know much about them. The first one is Speed Buggy, which I think might be based off of the cartoon of the same name. I think it was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, I think. But, I mean, it was fairly cheap, so that's basically why I picked it up. But I haven't played it yet. I might do a first look video on that eventually. And I also picked up Army Moves. I don't know anything about this game either. I saw some screenshots of it, and it looked pretty fun, so picked that one up, also fairly cheap. So as I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, I really want to start adding more NES games to my collection. I just haven't picked up that many games over the years, and unfortunately I've only picked up one NES game, mainly because it's really hard to find NES games for a decent price online. I normally try and get lots, but in this case I just found this one game that I actually kind of wanted, and it was a decent price, so I picked it up. And that is Fester's Quest. This is a game that's been trashed a lot for its difficulty, but I played a little bit of the game, and I can definitely tell you it is a hard game. But I found the main issue was I just didn't know what to do. The game doesn't tell you where to go or what to do, so and it's definitely not a linear game. It's almost an open world game, so I just found myself wandering aimlessly around, not knowing what to do, and I just ended up dying So, I don't know. I probably will play more into the game, and maybe I can give you an opinion on it after that. Maybe I'll do an I'm playing in the future, who knows. But, yeah, I picked up Fester's Quest. This is a decent price, so, you know, it's another game to add to my collection. Alright, so now on to what you guys have probably been waiting for, since this is the Dreamcastic channel. I picked up a whole bunch of Dreamcast games. These first games I picked up in a lot for $10 on eBay, and they're all complete. They were untested, so there were 7 games and one of them didn't work, but still, 6 games for $10, not a bad deal. A few of them are sports games, but I still think it was a decent deal. First game in the lot is 4x4 Evolution. This is a game I already own. It's actually a really fun game, especially if you play it online, which you can still do. It takes a lot of getting used to because it's a very floaty game. It's almost like you're driving through molasses at some points. But I just love the customization in this game. There's so many different vehicles you can choose from. You can customize all the vehicles. There are tons of tracks, and you can customize the tracks with different weather and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's complete, so can't really complain. Good price. So next game in the lot is World Series Baseball 2K1, and I also got NBA 2K1. I mean, it's a lot. You can't expect to not have any sports games in it. I had both of those, but hey, I'll put them in my trade list. Also, we have Ultimate Fighting Championship. Not a big wrestling fan, but it's a game I didn't have in my collection, so hey. And it's complete. It is cracked, but I can replace the case. Not a big deal. We also have Virtua Fighter 3TB, another game that I did not have in my collection. I'm not a huge fighting game fan. I do like Soul Calibur, so I may like this game. This game didn't really get that great of reviews back in the day, but, you know, it's another complete game, another game I didn't have, so that's cool. So the last game in the lot is ESPN Track and Field. This is another one of those Olympic-type games. The other one I have is, I don't even remember what it's called, Virtua Athlete 2K, or 2K1, I think it's 2K. That was a very exhausting game, and I'm sure this will be very much the same. A lot of these Olympic-type games, you just rapidly tap a button, and it gets very exhausting quickly. But, yeah, another game I didn't have, so cool to add that to the collection. So the next 4 games I picked up I got from Amazon for pretty much average price. I had a gift card to use, so I figured I'd pick up some of the games I wanted for the Dreamcast and needed for my collection. The first one is Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire, which is a parody of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So instead of earning money by answering questions, you answer questions, and if you get them right, you can beat up the millionaire and take his money. It's just a really cheesy game. It has really corny and frankly bad humor in it. I haven't really played a whole lot of it. It's alright. I guess it might be fun to play for a party or something, but it's alright. So next up is Super Runabout. This is a game very similar to Crazy Taxi, where you're driving around an open world city and completing different missions. Some of the missions involve bringing people from one place to another, or delivering a package or something like that. It's a really crazy game. One of the missions is to deliver ketchup and mustard to a party. It's just a crazy game, but it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking this one out if you like Crazy Taxi. So next up is Walt Disney World's Magical Racing Tour. I actually used to own this on the Game Boy Color, and I remember it being a lot of fun, so I'm really happy to have this. I have not played this version yet, but I'm really looking forward to playing it. I'll probably do a first look video on this eventually. So the last game I picked up from Amazon is Centipede. This is basically just a 3D version of the classic Centipede game. I have not played it, but from what I've seen with the gameplay and everything, actually looks pretty fun, and I didn't have it in my collection, so I picked it up. So the next Dreamcast game I have is called Kitaretsu Boys Gangan. This is a Japanese exclusive Dreamcast game that involves the Dreamcast microphone. It's a really, really strange game. I recommend you check out my first look video on this as I attempt to play this game, but it's not easy to play if you don't understand Japanese, because you actually have to speak Japanese. So, yeah, as you can imagine, it's a little bit difficult to play if you can't speak Japanese. But yeah, it's a crazy game where you're basically yelling Japanese at these creatures and trying to kill them. I don't even know what's going on in this game. It was actually kind of fun to attempt to play this, but I bought it because it was complete and came with the Dreamcast microphone. It's a pretty good deal, so hey, it's an interesting little collectible. So these last two Dreamcast games I have here, I actually won in the Dreamcast-talk 10th anniversary contest, which is the same contest I won this awesome shirt in, which is actually customized with my logo in the VMU slot, which is really awesome. A big thanks to Impulse, the founder of Dreamcast-talk, for doing that. That is really, really cool. But I also won these two games, Quake 3 Arena and Phantasy Star Online version 2. I actually owned both of these, but I did want a second copy of Phantasy Star Online so I could trade items between my characters online, which I couldn't do before because I didn't have a second copy. So that's cool. Quake 3 Arena I'll probably just give away in a contest at some point, but still very cool. And a big congratulations to Dreamcast-talk on 10 years. Definitely go and check out the Dreamcast-talk forums, guys. If you want to just talk Dreamcast with other Dreamcast fans, it's definitely the best Dreamcast forum on the net, so definitely go check that out. I'll put a link in the description below. So that's pretty much it for my video game pickups, but I actually have a few other things I just want to show you guys really quick. The first one is not video game related at all, but I got it for free with one of the games that I ordered, and it's a Rex Hudler baseball card. I thought this was kind of odd that I got a free baseball card with a game that I ordered, but hey, that's kind of cool. If any of you ever gotten a free baseball card with a video game, let me know in the comments down below. So lastly, I have a couple trading cards that I won in a contest from a guy named tjkitsune. I'll put his YouTube link in the description below, but they are Arcade Impossible trading cards from Twin Galaxies. One of them is actually signed by Greg, which is pretty cool. If you have never checked out the Arcade Impossible YouTube channel, definitely go check it out. It's a cool channel if you like arcade stuff. But kind of cool. I thought there were some nice little collectibles. Always cool to win free stuff. But thanks to tjkitsune for these very, very cool things to add to my collection. But anyway, guys, those are all the video games I've picked up recently. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Oh man, I can't believe I almost forgot about this. This is probably my favorite pickup, and I completely forgot about it because it's on the shelf up here. Yes, I picked up a complete copy of Shenmue 2, the Japanese version. It was only $12 for a complete copy, so it was a fantastic deal. I didn't own a copy of Shenmue 2 before, so I'm extremely happy to own this now, and it's definitely going to stay up here on the shelf for quite a while as one of my favorite items in my collection. So yeah, I definitely had to mention that really quick because I completely forgot about it. But yeah, that's actually the last pickup I have. So thanks for watching, guys.